Alright folks, how we doing? Mr. Carter, ready to do HomeLink 5.8. Go ahead and put your name on this and let's begin. Alright, so today we're doing mixed number subtraction, and we have a couple number stories here to work on. And so let's just go ahead and read them. So the chocolate chip cake recipe calls for 3 1/3 cups of milk. We only have 1 2/3 cup at home, so how much more milk do we need? So they're asking us to fill in the whole box. So again, to fill in the whole, you want to look at what they're asking for after the fraction. So 3 1/3 cups of milk. So a whole would be 1 cup. Okay, so because we're talking about cups of milk. Our number models are unknown. Well, again, we're going to be subtracting because we need to figure out how much more do we need. So when you see how much more, that's a clue to tell you that we are subtracting. So it's going to be 3 1/3, and we're going to subtract that from 1 2/3, and we're going to put our unknown. I'm going to put C for cup. So one way to solve it is you can count up to what you needed. So we could do it that way. So we can start with 1 2/3. If I draw a number line here, that might help us. So I'm going to start with 1 whole, and then 1 1/3, 1 2/3, then it would be 2, 2 1/3, 2 2/3, then it would be 3, then it would be 3 1/3, 3 2/3, and pretty much we could stop there because we only need to go up to 3 1/3. So if we start at 1 2/3, and I'm going up 1/3 every time because my number line is split in 2/3. So we start here and we just count our jumps until we get to our 3 1/3 over here. So I'm going to make 1 2/3, 3/3, 4/3, 5/3. So I made a jump that would be 5/3. That's a top-heavy fraction or a improper fraction. So we can make it a mixed number by saying 1 whole and 2/3. Okay. Let's look at number 2. Lourdes is listening to an audiobook that's 9 hours long. She has listened for 6 1/6 hours so far. How many hours of listening time are left? So when we see the word left, again, we need to subtract. First, we need to fill in our whole box. So what's our whole? Well, our whole is 1 hour. And our number model with our unknown would be 9. Take away 6 1/6 equals, and I'm going to put H for hours. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to do mixed number subtraction just by kind of like the regular subtraction way, where we stack our numbers and we do some trading if we need to. So I went ahead and stacked my numbers, and I made sure that my whole numbers, 9 and 6, are on top of each other. My fractions are over here. So just like regular subtraction, we start with our place value to the furthest to the right. So we don't have any fractions here, so we need to take 0 fractions away from 1/6. Well, that doesn't work because we don't have anything to subtract from. So we're going to need to trade from this 9. So I'm going to trade 1 whole from this 9. So I'm going to make it 8, just like regular subtraction. When you trade 1 over, you just take 1 away. So now that whole that we traded will now become 6 6, because we know that 6 6 are the same as 1 whole. So we have 8 6/6, take away 6 1/6. So now we're going to go ahead and subtract our fractions. So 6 6 take away 1/6 would be 5/6. And then our wholes is 8 take away 6, and that would be 2. So our answer would be 2 5/6. So that would be another way to do it. So our answer here is 2 5/6. Okay. So go ahead and work on 3, 4, 5, and 6 on your own. Again, use whatever strategy works for you. If a number line works and counting up, go for it. Or if you want to go ahead and do like traditional subtraction where you have to borrow, stack your numbers like that and borrow, feel free to do that as well, whatever works for you. Our practice down below is a review of multiplication. So I'm going to do a few with you. So our first two are pretty easy. They're extended facts. So it's 54 times 10. Well, we know that when we have multiplied by a multiple of 10, it's just an extended fact. So we just take our 54 and then add a 0 to it for 540. And same thing here with 100 times 63. You just take your 63 and you add your 2 zeros for 6,300. So we'll go ahead and put those in. So 540 and 6,300. So I'm going to go ahead and do 9 with you. So 9 is a little more complicated, but we can use, it's more than extended facts, but what we can do is we could do some lattice or partitioned rectangles or traditional multiplication, whatever works for you. I'm going to go ahead and do some lattice. I just like lattice, it's kind of fun. So I'm going to go ahead and set up my 2 by 2 because it's a 2 by 2 problem. And I'm going to put 8 over here for 86. I'm going to put 94 over here. Then I'm going to draw my diagonals in. Okay. And I'm just going to work out these boxes. So 8 times 9 is 72. 6 times 9 is 54. 6 times 4, 24. 8 times 4 is 32. And then you're going to add your diagonals. So 4 plus something is 4. And 4 plus 2 is 8. Then you 5 plus 2 is 7, plus 3 is 10. So you're going to just put the 0 here, and then you're going to have to carry that one over. So 7 plus 1 is 8, for a total of 8,084. So it's 8,084. So go ahead and work on 10 on your own. Again, use whatever strategy you like. I like lattice, so I just did lattice. Again, you can do partition rectangles or whatever works. And that will do it. And if you have questions, come see me. Have a good night.